Hello everybody and welcome to this video. Basically, I've been playing a lot of this game lately, like probably many of you, and I've hit the same issue of, you have to wait for your friend to host a server if he's the one that started hosting it, if you want to play in the same world. And that's not always ideal, especially if you're playing with a lot of friends, because you end up relying on one person. Surely there are other options, like you can just post a dedicated server in a hosting service, but I've come up with a different solution and I wanted to share that with you all. The idea behind it is that whenever you're hosting, you will hold the server and nobody else can host in the meantime, but after you finish, you upload your save game to a shared folder. That means that the next person that wants to host will be able to retrieve that save game and it will host for everybody. So anybody can be the host at any given point, and you always use the same save game, which means you're always up to date. Let's have a look on how this works. So this is the Valheim dedicated server folder that you usually get when you just download dedicated server from Steam. Let me quickly just get rid of this so we do the entire process together. Right, so this is just the folder you get. The only difference is that I have this zip here. This is the thing that you need to download, the thing that I've created, and it will be on the description below. So all you do, you get it from Steam, you put this here, and you extract here. See, there you go. Now there's 4 files that are now extracted, which are these 4. Let's go one by one. First thing is the guide. Everything that I'm going to explain in this video is already explained here, so if you want to go into details, you can just read through this. As you can see, there are some requirements right in the first page, and I'm just going to go quickly through them because they're very straightforward. I'm not going to be doing them in the video, but let's just go through them right now. So you need Python 3 because the script that I've created is in Python. So you just need to download it from here, open the installer, and then make sure you click add Python 3.9 to path before you click install. Then you need some kind of shared folder, share files system. I'm using OneDrive on the guide, so if you just want to follow the guide exactly, then I would recommend you to use OneDrive. But there are other options there like Dropbox and stuff like that, so it's up to you which one you want to use. The whole point is you have a folder that everyone can contribute to and update from. Finally, you download the Valheim server from Steam like we mentioned, and you open some ports. This is only if you want people to be able to connect to you, but yeah, these are the ports that you need to be opening. So 2456 to 2458, including 2457. Cool, those are the requirements. Here you can find everything else, how to set it up. We're just gonna do this right now. Let's see. That will be the guide. We're gonna leave this guy for later. This you don't need to touch, you just drop it here and it will do everything for you already. And this is the one that you actually care about. So the Valheim script info.txt. Let's open this real quick and let's see what we need to do here. First thing, the sync path. This is where our OneDrive folder needs to be, right? I've put this here as a template, and most likely you just need to change your username here for something else. But if you set up your OneDrive to live in a specific folder, then you just have to specify the path here. For this tutorial, I'm just gonna create a sync folder here. And I'm gonna use this path as my OneDrive path. So I'll just grab this here and paste. Now it's really important that you keep this the same. I do some stuff to retrieve the path from the file, so it's better to just keep it consistent and with the spaces and everything. Right, so now the script will be able to find our sync path, which is really important. Then you want to specify your username, and this is just a name for your friends to identify you by. Imagine that I'm hosting the server and then somebody else tries to host it. Then the script will tell them that I am hosting it already. So this username is used for that. So it's really important that everybody knows you by that username. So in this case, I'm just going to type Grendel here, and then my friends will know that I am the one hosting it at the moment. World name of the server world. This is really important. This needs to match this guy here. And if you are coming from a previous save game. If you're not trying to start a new game, but actually trying to your previous save game, you're trying to transport to this new setup, then that needs to match as well. But we'll jump into that detail later. So I'm just gonna call this my test server. Cool. Then I'm gonna grab this guy, I'm gonna paste it here so it matches. My server name, I'm gonna change it to, again, my server name. That's up to you. This is what will show up on your Steam servers list. So it's also important that it's something that people will recognize. Then we put some kind of password. I think I've read this somewhere. It needs to be about 5 letters at least. So again, let's just put secret password here. And we won't touch this. It's really important that it's kept this way. All right, so now that we've finished with this, we're just gonna save this file. And we're gonna copy this last line, and you'll see why right now. Cool. We have this start headless server that came with the installation already. So we're just gonna create a duplicate of this. Is there an easy way? I usually use like copy paste here. Cool. And let's just call this, what am I calling you? Let's do like, yeah, let's call it like that. Let's edit now. And let's just paste this here. Oops. Yeah, it seems like because I copied the other thing, it didn't save. So let's just grab it again. And let's paste it here. Cool. So this is just a setup that everybody will have to do so far. But yeah, it's very straightforward. Obviously, if somebody else set it up, they need to match these values, right? So it's not like anybody can use make those values up. They need to match across multiple people. All right, so what are we missing now? Actually, we're not missing anything anymore. We just need to grab the last guy that we didn't touch. We're gonna create a shortcut. And this is the thing that we can just drop into our desktop if we want. I actually had another one already. Do I want to replace it? I'll just rename it just in case. Because I may actually have mine tutorial. Cool, we'll just drop it here. And let's see what happens. So all that I've explained is in case you're creating a brand new world with your friends. We'll look into what you need to do if you need to copy a previous save game right after this. So let's launch it. And there's some important stuff that we need to consider here. First thing is that, it says that if there's any errors showing up, Valheim's create info, which is the one that we modified, which has all the paths, is probably the place where we need to look for. Then it says that the server was already offline. If this server was running, it would tell you who's running it and which IP you need to connect to, which is pretty handy if a friend of yours is already running it and you weren't aware of it. But since it's offline, it's going to try to start the process. It's now marked for running, and it's asking me if I want to get the latest save game. If somebody else has set this up for me already, and I'm just like the second person that is doing this, then I do want to get the latest save game. I would just press Y and go for it. But because this is the first time that I'm setting up, I want to press no, and I want to leave the whole thing to create a new server for me. So I just type no. Also, before we continue, now that we've run the server first, you can see that it has created some stuff for me. So it has created the server data worlds folder, which is currently empty. And inside my save folder has created already some stuff. So save games, latest, this is where it's gonna keep all the like synced save games with everybody. So yeah, it's creating everything for me already. So yeah, I don't want to get the latest save game. Oh, okay. Right, so what's going on is that I named something wrong. And what I named something wrong is particularly the copy of this guy needs to be named very specifically. It needs to be called Valheim dedicated server. Let's give this another go. Do you want to get the latest save game? I don't want to. And now, there you go. Starting to grab everything. So we just need to run for like a few seconds. It would ask me if I want to do this, which is fine. Cool. And now if we were to go to our server data worlds, you'll see that it has created already some txt files here. But yeah, here it has my test server. And is this ready already? I believe it is. Yeah, there you go. Game server connected. When you see this, this means that the server is already available for you to connect. Cool. So we can just jump right in. So if we go back to our guide, I won't connect to the server right now, but it's very straightforward. You just open Steam, go to View Servers, and add a new server. Because I am the one hosting, this is the server that I want to add. And if I wasn't the one hosting, then this script will provide me with the IP that I need to type and the port. And then you are able to play. So let's go through actually stopping the server, which is really important. We should never press this X button here, because basically what you're doing by this is ending the script. So you're skipping some really important steps. So if you want to cancel the server, you press Ctrl+C, and then that just ended the server. You say that you want to terminate the job. Then it's asking you if you want to upload your save game, which 99% of the time you want to. So you just press yes. And then, yeah, and then that's everything. You press yes again and it's closed. So what has this done now? If you go back to your sync folder, save games latest, you can find here that the save games are now available for everybody to download. You would have to like open OneDrive and make sure that this has uploaded so people can download it before. But yeah, everything is there and you have now set it up so somebody else can take your save games and host the server for you. Now, what do we do if we wanna just bring the save game into this setup? Well, the only different thing that you need to do is, first of all, make sure that this name matches, as I mentioned before, with your save game, right? So right now it matches because I've obviously created it after, but if my world name was named something, then I will have to match that, right? And I need to create these two folders manually. So a folder called server data with a folder called worlds inside, and then paste this here. You can find your save games, I think it's specified in the guide where the save games are usually stored. Let's quickly go through it. Sync path, transfer save game, there you go. Yeah, so usually you would find your save game here. Users, username, app data, local, blah, blah. So inside the world folder, there will be two files with the same name as your world, and you can just copy and paste them into this server data worlds before running the server. Now you will run the server and you will say no to get into the latest save game because there's nothing to get the save games from, right? And then you just do the same process as we've just shown. Create a server, you eventually stop the server and you upload your save game again. Want to upload your save game? Yes, please. Cool, there you go. Hope this is simple and you guys can have fun with it. All right, see you later.